My mornings are all pretty much the same. I'm up at 7:15 when my mom lets the dogs out and the house becomes a war zone. I'm a morning person, so I'm immediately up dancing and singing, much to my brother's dismay. I don't typically eat breakfast, which I know is really bad, but I don't care. So I have pretty much an hour to do what I want before I leave for school. Sometimes I tidy my room, as I'm doing right now. This is me showing you the music I'm listening to. I'm a Swiftie, don't hate me. Then I posted a video to YouTube because I'm a professional content creator, TM. I throw on my uniform, convince myself that my hair doesn't look that bad today, and walk to the bus stop with my brother, who is thrilled to be awake and outside. He is not. At school, I have a spare first period, which I used to always catch up on homework. Just kidding. I do work like half the time and spend the other half pretending to be productive while spiraling about the state of my Google Drive. But today I actually locked in because calculus is finally getting into the good stuff, aka the stuff that makes your brain fold in half. Skip through the rest of the school day because I can't film in class, and then I'm in the car with my mom driving home. Cue the dog greeting montage. I grabbed a bag of chips, salt and vinegar for life, guys, and then we're off to the barn. First up to ride was Jag, but not before a quick stop to grab some candy from my locker because I believe in bribing myself through life. Keeping Jolly Ranchers in there was the best idea I ever had, guys. This is my friend showing me how much hair she was able to get off Terry with the shedding blade. Anyway, then I got on Jag. Jag is a lesson horse currently in training to run the Kentucky Derby this spring. As you can see by how fast we are moving here, he definitely has a good chance of winning the Triple Crown. In all seriousness, I've been riding Jag every other day for the last couple weeks because he was injured a while ago and is finally coming back into light work. I took him into the adjacent paddock to cool out, and then I got on Zeusy. Zeus is officially cantering and has been for a few weeks now, so it shouldn't be too much longer until we are jumping again. Now I'm on Maeve. She was a good girl, and then I quickly changed and took her outside to force my mom to take some photos of us. Okay, then we finally went home. It was like 7:30 and my parents had ordered pizza for dinner, so I turned on Grey's Anatomy for like 30 minutes. Then I had to do some editing work as well as plan my rides out for the week because, as you may have noticed, I'm very busy and like to keep things organized. Then I went to bed, so skip to the next day. On days that I'm really lucky, my mom can drive me to school after my spare, so I get to stay home until 10 o'clock. This was one of those days, so I locked in and worked on an English essay I had due the next day. It was also dress down day at my school, so I got to experience the rare joy of dressing like a normal person. Then it was off to school for some top tier education or whatever, and once I got home I inhaled some Easter chocolate like a Victorian child seeing sugar for the first time. After that, I edited some photos and videos because the grind never stops unless snacks are involved. At 4:15, I was back in the car heading to the barn, shocking to absolutely no one. Here I am on Zeus. I was planning on waiting a little longer to clip him, but the weather has been so warm lately and he's been getting so sweaty, so I think I have to do it soon. So I hosed him down after my ride. This was a Thursday, so after I rode Zeus, I had a lesson on Maeve. She was a very good girl. We were working on getting her going fast enough now that the weather's warmer and she's feeling lazier. Then I hosed Maeve off too and headed home. I had leftover pizza for dinner. 'Tis the life of a very busy family, guys. At this point, it was 9 o'clock and my room had gotten messy again, so I put on some music and tidied it. This time I was listening to The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chappell Roan. 10 out of 10 album, guys, no notes. Now it's Friday. I got to stay home for my spare again, so I had a shower and then worked on my English essay. Still not done, by the way. Go me. Off to school again, and then this is me showing you the McFlurries we got after school. I got scored because I'm not a barbarian. Once again, me and my mom headed out to the barn. Are you seeing a pattern here, guys? Zeus was first up to ride, then it was Jag, who got an illegal amount of treats, then it was Maeve, who was feeling a little feral. Well, as feral as she gets, which means she trots a little faster than normal. So I worked on getting her to relax, and she did pretty quickly. I also hopped on her bareback so that my mom could get some footage on the good camera. This was a Friday night, so naturally, instead of watching Netflix at home, I was doing night check. That means topping up water buckets and making sure none of the horses were spontaneously dying. We were trying to go quickly because I still had one more horse to ride after this. This is going in the Week in the Life video. Hi, boys! Hello! So we did the lower pony barn in record time, then the big boy barn, then the upper pony barn. Guys, we did the pony barn in a minute and 30 seconds. No, wait, it was more like 2 minutes, but still. We did it! Violet in there is like, what is going on? She's like, guys.
And they had to get out of town and take it way out to the backfield. And it came back. No way. So the rope that I got.
And then it was back to the main barn to grab hay for all of the horses. Then I hopped on Morrison for a lightning speed 20-minute flat ride because I'm nothing if not committed. He's such a good boy. Stop. Why is this horse so good? Whoa. Oh, you're just the cutest. Walk on. Morrison. Come on, dude. What a good boy. Oh, he draws the line at running. He's like, guys, that's too much work for me. Helmet hair. Beautiful. So we put Morrison back and then headed home. Since we hadn't eaten since 3 minus a few Jolly Ranchers, we got fast food for dinner. If you're ever wondering why I have such a big duvet on my bed, this is the reason. Nellie needs her comfy bed. At this point, it was like 11 o'clock, but I still had to submit that English essay, so I did that, and then off to bed. Saturday dawned bright and early because I had work. So I was up at 6, questioning all my life choices as one does when they have to get up at 6 on a weekend. We start the workday with feeding grain to all of the hungry hippos and then turning them out. After the horses are out, it's time for everyone's favorite part of the job, 3 hours of stall mucking. 3 hours of poop. It's giving luxury, it's giving I love horses, it's giving me back problems at age 17. Jag had the day off, luckily, but I still had to ride Zeus and Maeve after work, so I did that, and then I got home around 5 p.m. and basically melted into my bed. I couldn't move, so naturally I played The Sims for the rest of the night. At least my Sims are thriving. My dad made this really good stew for dinner, and then I was reunited with my bed. Deja vu, the next day was the exact same thing. Another 6 a.m. start, but this time I had a bagel, so I was loving life. More turning out horses, more mucking stalls, and more filling endless amounts of hay nets. Here is Comet channeling his inner roly-poly-oly.
Guys, I just discovered the voice effects in CapCut, and oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. I sound like Forrest Gump.
Wait, this is actually so funny. Oh my god.
I gave all 3 horses the day off, and I was only working a half day, so I got to go home at like 12 o'clock, which was nice. I showered and then once again had to tidy my room because you would not believe how messy it gets when you are coming home and crashing every night. It was actually a really nice day, so I helped my family set up the patio for summer. Very domestic of me, I know.
Are you a chef?
I've been barbecuing longer than you were born.
Then I remembered I had a portraiture project due, so I lovingly forced my family into modeling for me. They were thrilled.
Wait, so Dad, you want one? Ellie, you want one? You want 2 or not on my foot? Brennan, 1? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Lindsay, do you want one?
Did you get that? Got on camera.
Later on, I forced myself to do some calculus homework because everyone knows that Sunday nights are the best time to do homework. Bonus if you leave it to Monday morning. And then I went to bed. School on Monday was about as exciting as watching paint dry as usual, so I didn't get any footage. But here was us about to go to the barn. My mom had bought the entire candy aisle from the grocery store to bring us treats for the horses, but we all know who they're really for, guys. I got on Zeus first and worked on having him moving with a little more pep in his step. He is now at like 10 minutes of cantering, so he's doing really, really well. Then I took him for a little stroll around the barn to cool out. He wasn't sweaty, but he was pretty hot, so I decided to sponge him down. Next was Miss Maeve, and she was really, really good this day. Her transitions were perfect, and she was trotting like super straight and balanced, so I was really proud of her. Maeve got to walk down the driveway to cool out.
Good girl.
Lastly, I hopped on Jeg to do his teensy amount of trotting, and then we went home. My parents had to leave to go to my brother's hockey tryouts, so I made some spaghetti for myself. I know, Michelin star pending. It was also the night of the federal election in Canada, so my whole family gathered downstairs to watch the news like it was the Super Bowl. Okay, so the final day of the week. I had an English test on Hamlet, so I spent my spare rereading summaries of each scene. It went really well, I think. I'm manifesting. In photography class, I was working on some designs for the yearbook, and I'm really proud of them, so I'm putting it in because I am, in fact, talented. At the barn, I gave Maeve and Jeg the day off, but hopped on Zeus for a little bit. The weather was crazy because when I got home, it was thunderstorming. But there was also a rainbow, and then the temperature dropped like 5 degrees. I had a calculus test coming up, so I spent the rest of the night locked in on derivatives. Yay, math. Anyways, that's pretty much the end of this video. Thank you all for getting through the week with me, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully with less 6 a.m. mornings and more sleep.